This has been so in times past, and is now in change, because no souls will recycle that should not. 1991 We are now moving into a planetary state upon Earth wherein that method no longer applies, so in your future, not immediate but soon, a soul will then choose to come forth with the agreement of the male-female vehicles. Therefore the importance of that family is to bring forth a soul, for it to nurture them and for them to nurture it, for it in you to attain evolutionary growth, the removal of barriers, and to peel away the density of planet Earth, and prepare for its blooming. John, the concept there is no death. We hold some beliefs about reincarnation, but I sense that it is a little more complex than a simplistic view which many hold. Tom, those upon this planet can understand that in the times of their coming they chose to come to planet Earth. If they are in a state of despair, the elements of the universe can be explained to them. For planet Earth brings about the desire for the individual to be an individual, and what is frightening for people is that when they begin to believe that if they relieve and purify and evolve, they merge with the source and are no longer an individual. Therefore there is the rejection of reincarnation and the continuity of life. In truth, those who exist upon Earth are from the gods. There are those who have forgotten this completely in differing degrees, particularly in the civilized world, as you term it. We know not how to explain, to you and your humankind, the energies that exist and merge with the source and still be of one individual. It is quite complicated. Guest, the ending of individuality and the end of free will for many people on the earth would be as bad as dying. It would be very difficult to get over the concept of merging into a universal consciousness because that is felt to be like dying. Tom, exactness. Therefore what must be understood is that the individual identity of the personality does not die. That is what we mean when we say humankind upon this planet are from gods. We mean from the civilizations or the sub-civilizations. Do you understand that? Somehow the means must be found in your world to convey this concept, that death does not bring about individual destruction. Guest, is free will ego then? Tom, when we say free will we will speak now of the physical planets. For example, if you choose to go to another planet, you know in the going that you have given up your individual free will, to become part of a collective free will. Only on planet Earth is each individual totally one of free will. You asked, is free will ego? Perhaps you could say it is. But it is more than that, it is choice. Guest, may I ask whether you can give advice to people moving close to the end of their physical life, about any ways they can meditatively prepare themselves for the transition? Tom, there is only one way, and that is the acceptance that it is only physical demise which takes place. The soul, spirit, mind, and emotion energy continue to exist. If they understood this when they make the transition from physical to spirit, they would not be in shock state and sleep state at the transition. Guest, a lot of people in our world anticipate that nothing will happen to them after they have made their transition, but we have a great lack of understanding of what a soul may expect or visualize after they have made the transition. Tom, there is much written about that from spirit sources. You are in error in your thinking, for in your world, for example, all Huvids understand life after and life again, all Indians also, all of Shinto also, all Islam also. It is only in your misinterpretation of the Nazarene, of the sleep state, and then the rising of only the good people that creates lack of understanding. Now those who have followed the Nazarene are becoming more enlightened concerning that. For the non-God believers, atheists, it is their sadness, as they will not know they have passed on and they will be confused, for they were not prepared, as most Nazarene followers are not prepared. For when you pass you are who you are. You do not become enlightened through passing. Guest, I was asking this question for these kinds of people, who get lost, when they cross over. Tom, then I would say to them, when you have passed on and you are confused and do not know what has happened, then recognize that you have passed on and you are alive. John, I'm concerned that the church seems to be taking such a counterproductive position. Tom, you know there are people demanding. Is not this the time for people to demand from their religious leaders? And those religious leaders who do not evolve, then this will be the end of their religious movement, for people will take possession of their lives. John, so is it true to say that all the major earth religions have some belief in the continuity of life after death, so this could be the one common theme between all religions? Tom, that is correct, yes. There is this knowing in humankind. The religious, those who had religion, utilize that knowing for controlling the masses. The next questions were asked by a scientist interested in the subtler aspects of healing. Ian, I want to ask about the energies that are working on the DNA when a healer is healing someone. It is known by science that only 5% of the DNA within each cell is used to build a physical body. So about the other 95% we don't know anything. I think the other 95% has a certain specific function, in relationship to energies and in relationship to healing, the low-frequency fields and the magnetic fields. Is that true, or am I off course on that? Tom, that is absolutely correct. Know also that the ability to heal is within all, but it is more available to some than to others because of the mechanism of their understanding. A portion of the DNA is used for collective consciousness, streams of energies, and if it is not understood, someone may believe they are someone they are not. If it is not refined within them, they may believe they are Napoleon.